Get it. Let's all stand. Tonight, the prayer is going to be led by our city attorney, Jimbo Yoakum.
Heavenly Father, we love you so much. We pray your blessings upon this council and upon this city. Pray your wisdom and guidance in all things, your blessings and favor upon every person who lives here, your hand of protection and your continued prosperity. We give you thanks and praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And now the pledge by Councilwoman Mitchell.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to call the July 1st, 2024 council meeting to order. It's good to see y'all here. We've got a very good crowd tonight. I know a week ago Ashley said we didn't have much on our agenda, and I'll warn you right now, we have a lot on our agenda tonight. So are there any additions to the agenda? Okay, let the record show there are none. Are there any public comments on anything tonight pertaining to our agenda? And there are none. Okay. Item number 1 is to adopt the minutes of the Minden City Council regular session held on June 3rd, 2024. What's the wishes? I've got a motion from Councilman Roy.
Second.
And a second from Councilwoman Mitchell. The motion was made by Councilman Pendergrass. Any discussion on this? There being none, let's vote. This passes unanimously. Next, we have item number 2, adopt the minutes of the Minden City Council special session held on June 17th, 2024. I've got a motion from Councilman Roy.
Second.
And a second from Councilman Pendergrass. Any discussion on this? All right, there being none, let's vote. And that passes unanimously. Next, we have item number 3, selection of the official city journal.
Mayor, I move to name the Minden Press Herald as the official journal of the city of Minden, Louisiana.
Have a motion from Councilman Roy.
Second.
Second from Councilman Miles. Any discussion on this? All right, there being none, let's vote. And that passes unanimously. Next, we have item 4, amendment of the Minden Main Street Program, Downtown Development Commission member Claudine Thomas. So we had set her term originally by error to expire on September 8th, 2025. That term needed to expire on September 8th, 2024. So to keep things proper, we wanted to bring that up and vote to clarify that. Can I get a motion we make this change?
Yeah, upon the recommendation of the Main Street Director, Taylor Wren, I move to amend the term of Minden Main Street Program Downtown Development Commission member Claudine Thomas to expire on September 8th, 2024 as presented.
Have a motion from Councilman Pendergrass. Second from Councilman Miles. Any discussion? There being none, let's vote. And this passes unanimously. Next, we have item 5, appointments, Minden Downtown Residential Historic Commission. This is for the reappointment of Commissioner Ricky Thomas and for the downtown portion, and then for the residential portion, a reappointment of Charlotte Jones. Both of these terms will expire 2027. What's the wishes of the council?
Upon the recommendation of Main Street Director Taylor Wren, I move to approve the reappointments of Ricky Thomas and Charlotte Jones to the Minden Downtown Residential Historic Commission to fill the expired terms as presented.
I have a motion from Councilman Miles.
Second.
A second from Councilman Thomas. Any discussion on this? All right, let's vote on that. Okay, next we have, that passed unanimously. Next we have item 6, Personnel approve the new employee position and job description. We approved an interim in this position, I believe it was last year, and the test has been made and approved, and the firemen have been through the process, and now we need to officially appoint this position of battalion chief. What's the wishes of the council?
So moved, Mayor.
Can I have a motion from Councilman Roy?
Second.
Second from Councilman Thomas. Any discussion on this? There being none, let's vote. This passes unanimously. Next, we have item number 7, personnel, Minden Fire Department promotion. I believe Tony Hall has passed the Fire and Police Civil Service Board Battalion Chief examination, and it's been recommended that Captain Tony Hall be promoted to the rank of Battalion Chief. You want to take a stand, Captain, so everybody can get a good look at you? Okay. What's the wishes of the council?
Upon the recommendation of Fire Chief Brian Williams, I move to approve the promotion of Minden Fire Chief Department Captain Tony Hall to the rank of Battalion Chief as presented.
I have a motion from Councilman Roy, so sorry. Councilman Roy, can I get a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Miles. Any discussion on this? All right, there being none, let's vote. And that passes unanimously. Y'all give a hand to our new battalion chief. Congratulations, sir. Next, we have item 8, personnel, Minden Police Department promotion. It's time to promote to a lieutenant, and the person up for that is Police Sergeant Jason Smith. Jason, there you are. Okay, you want to go ahead and stand? We'll just follow precedence here. You can stand up also. What's the wishes of the council?
Upon the recommendation of Police Chief Jared McIver, I move to approve the promotion of Minden Police Sergeant Jason Smith to the rank of Police Lieutenant as presented.
We have a motion from Councilman Roy,
Second.
a second from Councilman Thomas. Any discussion on this? Okay, there being none, let's vote. And that passed unanimously. Congratulations, sir. Next, we have item 9, condemned property, 518 Constable Street. And Mr. Kitchens is here as a curator to report on this.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate the opportunity to help you folks. I received a request to perform curator services for the property at 518 Constable Street in Minden, listed as owned by a nonprofit corporation, the Fountain of Praise United Worship Center. So this time I'd like to offer my report, if you don't mind. And the first thing I did was to contact the Secretary of State's office to ascertain the status of the corporation, and I found that although they are not in good standing for failure to file the annual reports, that they, on the other hand, had listed their agents for service of process being Ricky Pearson and Cynthia Pearson. So Exhibit 1 is my letter sent certified mail return receipt requested to Mr. Pearson, Ms. Pearson, and to the LLC itself. Attached to my report are green cards from the Postal Service indicating that the LLC received the letter and Mr. Ricky Pearson received the letter. Interestingly enough, as Exhibit 3, I would offer, not that it's legible, but a handwritten note from me where I received a call from Cynthia Pearson at 10:35 a.m. on the 11th of June, at which time I discussed with her the status, what would be happening tonight. She asking questions about her options, and I mentioned the different options that she had. She indicated that there were some issues with insurance paying for the claim. Apparently this was a total loss property. And she had been negotiating, she said, for about 6 months with the insurance company. And she had some requests, and I suggested that she submit those to Mr. Cooley to address those. But she said she was aware of the hearing and told me she thought she would be here tonight. So that would conclude my report. I would offer those exhibits 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, thank you, sir. Is there anyone here tonight representing 518 Constable Street? I'll ask again, 518 Constable, is there anyone here representing that property? It appears that there is no one here. What's the wishes of the council on this?
I move to authorize Mayor Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within 30 days of this date.
We have a motion from Councilwoman Mitchell,
Second.
second from Councilman Roy. Any discussion on this? Okay, there is none. Let's vote on it. Okay, and the motion carries. Next, we have item 10. Condemned property, 1300 Apple Street. Is there anyone here representing 1300 Apple Street? 1300 Apple Street. It appears there's no one here. What's the wishes of the council?
I move to authorize Mayor Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within 60 days of this date.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilwoman Mitchell,
Second.
second from Councilman Miles. Any discussion on this? All right, there is none. Let's vote. And this passes unanimously. Next, we have item 11, condemned property, 1301 Apple Street. Is there anyone here tonight representing 1301 Apple Street? 1301 Apple Street. It appears there's no one here. What's the wishes of the council on this?
I move to authorize Mayor Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within 60 days of this date.
We have a motion from Councilwoman Mitchell
Second.
and a second from Councilman Miles. Any discussion on this? There being none, let's vote. And this motion passes unanimously.
Fat fingers, man.
Next, we have item 12, condemned property, 1019 Lee Street. Is there anyone here representing this property? 1019 Lee Street. All right, there is no one here representing this property. What's the wishes of the council?
I move to authorize Mayor Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further the order of demolition to any structures located thereon and the clearing of the lot within 30 days of this date.
I got a motion from Councilman Miles,
Second.
second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any discussion on this? There being none, let's vote. That passes unanimously. Next, we have item 13, 1003 West Street. Okay, would you like to come up to the podium?
Yeah,
Okay, would you state your name and tell us where you live?
my name is Jason Thomas. I stay in Shreveport, Louisiana, and this my mom. She stay on 1005 West Street.
Okay. So, do y'all own 1003 West Street?
Yes.
Okay, and this is next door to you. What's y'all's plan for this property?
Well, we have a plan. Me and my brother have a plan. We gonna get a can, a dumpster, and we gonna tear it down ourselves.
Okay, so y'all want to demolish the property?
Yeah.
How long do you need to do this?
About 90 days.
Or maybe 60.
Okay,
Yeah, 60 to 90 days.
okay.
6
So,
months, maybe. Could you give 6 months?
oh my goodness, you went, this is like a reverse auction. He went with 90, you went with 60, now you want 6 months. Mr. Cooley, have they got a permit yet to tear?
Not yet. They're,
Well, the first thing you'd need to do tomorrow is, or as soon as possible, come get a permit to tear it down. But y'all have heard their request. What's the wishes of the council?
I move to authorize Mayor Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within 90 days of this date.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If, do the city do work like that? Like, can we pay the city to do it?
It'd wind up costing you more. You can not take care of it, and then we hire someone and we bill you for it.
Right.
So we would always prefer y'all to take care of it.
Okay.
So the motion is that we give these folks 90 days.
Second.
And I have a second. A motion from Councilwoman Mitchell and a second from Councilman Roy. Is there any discussion on this? All right, there being none, let's vote. And this has been granted. Thank y'all. Next, we have item 14, condemned property, 305 West Todd Street. Is there anyone here for 305 West Todd Street? 305 West Todd Street. Okay, there is no one here. What's the wishes of the council?
I move to authorize Mayor Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within 45 days of this date.
I have a motion from Councilman Roy,
Second.
second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any discussion on this? There being none, let's vote. And this passes unanimously. Just a little side note, the city's trying to clean up some issues. So for what that's worth, I think the council's on the right track. Next, we have item 15, Budget Financial Report for May 2024. Ms. Mulaney Langford, City Clerk.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're doing well. We did place a copy of the budget reports on y'all's desk for your review. To start this afternoon, I have the sales tax for May, not including the TIF districts. There was a total of $658,781 collected. May of last year, we only collected $639,000, so we are seeing an increase of 3.08%. And Ms. Cindy reported she does not have delinquent totals yet, so as soon as she gets those, I can shoot those through an email. And then cash in bank for the end of May was $23,411,603. That was a decrease from April of $566,000, but we did spend $596,000 of the ARPA money already, so you're going to see that continuous trend until the ARPA is gone.
Are there any questions for Ms. Langford? Okay, there are none. Thank you. Next, we have item 16, the fire report for June 2024. Chief Brian Williams.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, for the month of June, the fire department responded to 1 structure fire, 1 grass fire, 7 miscellaneous fires, 5 rescue calls, 2 hazmat-related calls, 10 false alarms, 4 fire alarms, for a total of 30 calls. Also, I'd like to thank our A shift at the fire department for helping the Chamber of Commerce this weekend for the Duck Derby, as they do annually. They did a really good job out there this weekend. That's all I have.
All right, are there any questions for the fire chief? All right, thank you, Chief. Next, we have item 17, the police report. Chief Jared McIver.
Okay, as each council person has, the city fines and costs that have been collected, totaling of $19,670. Council consider this?
You've been presented with the police chief's police report. Can I get a motion, we approve this?
So moved.
Have a motion from Councilman Miles,
Second.
second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any discussion on this or questions? There being none, let's vote. All right, and that passed unanimously. This evening, we have some special guests with us.
Mayor.
We have, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm used to our 10-minute meetings. We're going,
I was just going to go over the June statistics.
please
real
do,
quick.
please.
Okay. For June, calls of service was 1,322 calls for service. Arrests made were 107. Citations were 600. And we had, the accidents actually went down for this month. We're at 35 accidents across the city and 11 animal calls.
Very good.
That concludes June statistics.
I'm fearful to take the floor away from you. Are there any questions for the police chief? Okay. Tonight, we have the honor of having some special guests with us. I'd like to take a moment and just recognize Senator Adam Bass, Representative Wayne McMahon, and our lobbyist, Caroline Medinka. I'm going to let all three of them address us, but we're going to start with Caroline. Caroline is the City of Minden's lobbyist. She's been down in Baton Rouge working on behalf of the city, and I've asked her to come tonight and present a report that kind of outlines all the things that she's been involved in. I told her to be as thorough as she can in 5 minutes. So, Ms. Caroline.
You can start the timer. Mayor and members of the City Council, thank you for having me tonight. As mentioned, I'm lobbyist for City of Minden. This is my second session. Appreciate the opportunity to work with some of you, even in Baton Rouge, with some productive meetings. I've been working very well with Mayor Cox, and he is a true leader for Minden, working from point A to point B on every single project that we work with together about the Edna Capitol. And your vision for Minden is very moving in the right direction, and Minden has a great reputation in Baton Rouge statewide. It's moving in the right direction. And I'm happy to report that we had a very successful session this past year. And thank you for allowing me to report briefly about it. And working well directly with, and so well with Representative McMahon and Senator Bass. They are true ambassadors and wonderful representatives for Minden. We secured for Minden about $3.51 million cash during the session. So this is for infrastructure through various bills, funding mechanisms, and sources of funds. So of that $3.51 million, we accomplished our number one goal, which was for Minden's capital outlay project, the water ground storage tank. So in HB2, which is the competitive bill which all the municipalities fight for, this is the construction bill, we successfully secured almost $3.45 million cash. This is to fully fund the project. This means that if it starts this year, it can finish in the next 12 months. So we got that fully funded, which is a big deal, and Representative McMahon and Senator Bass did a wonderful job in securing that. Through the supplemental funding bill, the City of Minden obtained $60,000 cash for the acquisition of generators, which is a big deal, and Mayor Cox helped to work on that. So between the $3.51 million for this session and last year's session in 2023, which is a success too, City of Minden secured about $5.26 million cash. So that's cash that's ready to go. Last year, we had $1.75 million cash. So I can provide these figures later, but, which is a great deal, and lots of cities try to get it. So, you know, to be able to be successful in that, it takes a lot of planning, and a lot of strategy, relationship building, leadership, persistence. And I'm proud of our team between the city and the state and our legislators, and it's been good. On top of securing money for City of Minden, I also work on lots of topics that would affect you all. I work hard to support and oppose legislation that would affect the city. I fought bills that would not be beneficial to Minden. Examples of that would be anywhere from grocery stores to adjudicated properties, where you would have unfunded mandates, loss of tax revenue. You know, I went to committee meetings, worked with people to try to fight that. On the other end, try to fight for things that would benefit the city of Minden, and forming coalitions and strategies for that. So it was a good session, fighting for municipalities. One example is $100 million will go to local and state juvenile justice facilities. So it's things like that are good for the city, good for safety, and good for Minden. Just in closing, I really want to express my appreciation again to Representative McMahon and Senator Bass, and their efforts for the success and having a place at the table and in the future. And it's an honor for me to work for you all. It's an honor to work for Mayor Cox. And I don't know if he's shared that he just got elected in the Louisiana Municipal Association Vice President for District A, which is a big deal. And so he'll bring his leadership skills there for the city of Minden. And I look forward to ongoing efforts for the progress of your great city, and thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
you.
Do y'all have any, yes, this is a big night. And thank you for the compliments, I appreciate that. Do y'all have any questions for Caroline?
Just keep fighting. We need more money, bring as much as you can. We appreciate it, though.
Thank you.
Just a comment. So we up here, we have to take care of things here at the city of Minden. All of us, we pay our taxes, state taxes, and it goes to Baton Rouge. And so the team of Caroline, Representative McMahon, and Senator Bass, Haley, of course, Matt Kay, of course, we rely on them to be down there in Baton Rouge, reminding everybody else in Baton Rouge that we did pay those taxes, and that those aren't Baton Rouge's to have, that those need to come back here to us. And so while we're fielding calls for busted water lines and trying to get people's power restored in storms, we can't be in Baton Rouge going to these meetings. We just can't. Minden's almost as far away as possible from Baton Rouge, and to still be in the state of Louisiana. So Ms. Medinka is super, super important to be able to carry a project that could get funded, should get funded. We don't have time to go down and meet with people that we don't know to get it done. She knows them. That's her job. And so, and while Representative McMahon and Senator Bass are in session, she's able to go make all those connections and make sure that Minden's priorities are actually getting across the finish line and get to where Representative McMahon and Senator Bass get to vote on it. And then we just get down on our knees and pray that Governor Landry doesn't veto it, which, we try to influence that as much as we can. But it's just so important for the city's budget to, for government to work the way it's supposed to, for the city of Minden to be represented in Baton Rouge. And so it's really important. Her husband, or she and her husband also own a barbecue restaurant. So when we do get to go down, getting to eat good barbecue is great as well. It's just a perk. But anyway, thank you so much for your hard work.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Are there any more comments or questions for Caroline? Okay. I will say, thank you, Caroline. She's really good. I've called her on a number of things. Y'all would not be surprised to know that there are a lot of just outrageous and shocking bills that get proposed, and I can call her and say, look, the city of Minden does not appreciate this bill at all. Please let them know, and she'll say, I'll get right on. It's very nice. I will say this to segue to our next two great politicians that we have here, our great representatives we have. The city right now has a really great city council, and I appreciate y'all, everything y'all do. Every day I thank the good Lord for the council we have. We also have very good representatives in Baton Rouge, just super blessed. I'm being as sincere as I know to be. These two guys are gold for us, and we don't spend enough time thanking them for what they do. Senator Bass, I'll start with you and allow you to make any comments on anything that's happened. And we thank you both for being here tonight.
So I see how you treat people at these meetings. You make me follow Caroline and then your speech. So, but I'll try my best. The first thing I want to do is publicly thank Haley Purcell, who's my legislative assistant. Stand up, Haley, so we can embarrass you. Let's give her a big round of applause. While we're down there, it's Haley that's taking care of everything, answering all those phone calls from all the constituents that have issues while I'm not able to be here. I do want to thank Caroline again for her hard work working with our team, which is myself and Haley and Dr. McMahon and his staff while we were down there. Hopefully, we were able to represent you in the way that you would want to be represented. I want to thank the council, and I want to thank the mayor. I mean, each one of you guys have been great communicating what you guys need, how you need it, why it's important, because what I have found is it's our job to go down there and tell that story. So my hope is we've been effective at going down and telling that story, telling why Minden is such a great place to locate your business, to locate your family, and most importantly, to Councilman Pendergrass's comments, remind them that taxes are paid above I-10 and that we have needs up here and that we want to continue to go after those. I do want to go ahead and thank both Chief MacGyver and Chief Williams for everything that their staff does, those first responders. I mean, 1,300 calls and 30 fires. I mean, you know, you guys have to have at least a little bit of a screw loose. Y'all are running into places everybody else is running out of, so thank you for doing that. And last but not least, I want to thank the town of Minden. I feel like you've kind of embraced the boy from Bossier and helped me find out what's important to you and why you love the place you live. And to be quite honest, you guys have helped me fall in love with where you live too. So I hope to be able to continue to represent you guys the way you want to be represented, and hopefully we'll turn $5.75 million into $12 million. I will make you guys aware of one opportunity. We did allocate an additional $75 million into the water sector fund. So when you're talking about running those lines and some of the sewer issues, we did put that money there. I do sit on that committee for water sector. So my hope is that we see some of those projects and through other means, not just capital outlay, that we're able to get some of those projects funded. So again, thank you guys. Thank each of the council. I'll stand up here and let you guys throw darts, or I'm in the middle of supper right now. So whatever you guys want to do, ask questions, however I can answer them.
Are there any questions for the senator?
I'd just like to thank you for all that you've done in Baton Rouge for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Man, easy group. Y'all must be-
I want to say something. This fella right here, you won't outwork him. You're not going to outwork either of these guys. They work. I just can't express enough how proud I am of both our senator and our representative. Thank you, sir. And next we have our representative / Dr. McMahon.
Just leave the politician part off.
I knew I misspoke.
It's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to represent District 10, and Minden's a big part of District 10, and we realize that. And, you know, Caroline did a great job. She keeps me and Senator Bass on track. She doesn't let us slip up and forget. And obviously, we got more to represent than just Minden, so it can be a kind of a convoluted deal at times when you're trying to get all these different projects funded. But the council has done a great job. I feel like y'all are working together to make Minden all it can be. If we continue to do that, I think we'll see some great things ahead in Minden. I truly believe Minden's got a bright future. Sitting here on the interstate, living in Spring Hill, I'm a little jealous of that. Councilman Pendergrass, it's a little further from Spring Hill to Baton Rouge than here, but almost in Arkansas. The thing I think we need to do, and I know Senator Bass would echo this, we need to continue to look for projects. You need to itemize them from the most important one down the list. And if we can have a heads up on what those projects are, then we can get behind them, and I think we can be successful. We had a really good session, obviously last fall when we had the elections. We elected a governor that is very aggressive on changing our state and making our state better. When you get 50-something% of the vote with 5 or 6 people running, you know, that's the state telling us that we need to do something different. Now, I think that's this session has been a session of change. We didn't get everything we thought we could do, but we made a pretty good start. Of course, we were down there from January the 15th to June the 3rd, too, so it was a long session and it's been a long spring, but I think we did some really good things. We put some good things in place. We still got some things to work on moving forward, but I think y'all are in a great place in Minden. I'm happy to help any way I can. If you don't have my cell phone number, I know several up here do, so just give me a call at any point. And of course, Debbie's on Main Street. She can get with me anytime, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight, and I want to thank Senator Bass. He did a great job. You know, I guess I was thinking coming down here, it's kind of like baseball. I'm a baseball fanatic. You know, I hit a couple of singles, I feel like. Caroline was on first base coaching, and Senator Bass was coming up at the plate. And he told me, he said, I don't know if we're going to have any supplemental money over on the Senate side. And I said, I think you are. And he delivered with a good home run on that. We were very successful. And we've got to work together just like you guys and girls have to work together. If we can do that as a team and keep our focus on what's important for our city, I think we'll be good. So any questions?
I wouldn't want any other two people working on our behalf than y'all two.
I agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Happy to be here and happy to represent you guys.
Well, thank y'all for being here, and I won't keep beating a dead horse. Y'all have done a great job, and we're proud of y'all. Are there any announcements from the public tonight about anything in particular? Anything anybody needs to say? Anything, something that's on your chest you need to get off your chest? Okay. Oh, boy.
I'm Mike Harper. I live on Drake Drive, and as you went through the condemned properties, I told Dr. Campbell, I said, you know what came to my mind is how many Christmas mornings were spent in those houses, and Thanksgiving dinners, and fireworks in the front yard. And so the point is, keep your property up so this doesn't have to happen.
Yeah.
Pick up your trash, keep it nice. It's not hard to do, but think of that, what happened in those properties that are going to be torn down. And don't let your property be one of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mike.
Are there any other comments? All right. I'll start with council comments with Mr. Pendergrass.
None here. I'm glad to be an American as we celebrate Independence Day.
Most definite.
Councilman Roy?
I would just like to remind everybody, of course, school is out. Please pay attention to your speed. You know, kids are out playing, riding bikes and things. And so a lot of them up and down my street, and I see lots of folks coming through there awful fast. So please, please be mindful of those kids playing. And again, thank you, Senator Bass, Representative McMahon, and Caroline, for all that you guys have done for the city of Minden. We truly appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Mitchell?
No.
Councilman Thomas? Councilman Miles?
Just really quick, I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight. If you guys didn't get a chance to go to the Duck Derby yesterday, it was an awesome event. Also, this past month, we had the Juneteenth celebration over on MLK Drive. That was an awesome event. If you haven't attended in the past, I would urge you to, go next year. Again, I want to thank Senator Bass, Dr. McMahon, and also Caroline for their hard work. Without you guys, the progress that we're making now wouldn't be possible. So thank y'all.
Chief, you got any last words?
Just want to congratulate Fire Department tonight for their promotion, Mr. Tony Hall and Lieutenant Jason Smith for their promotions. Congratulate them. To echo what Councilman Miles said, thank you for our guest speakers tonight. Y'all are doing a great job. And also just remind everybody to actually, slow down, because we do get a lot of those complaints, and we want to keep the city as safe as possible. So, thank you.
All right, meeting adjourned.